CEO of the DuPont Corporation and Chairman of the U.S. Council on Competitiveness, I am very happy, as the President of the Council, my name is Deborah Wince-Smith, to welcome to our offices in Washington His Excellency Rashid Mohammed Rashid, the Minister of Trade and Industry for Egypt, and his very senior delegation. The Council is very delighted to welcome again Dr. Samia Fazi, the first Assistant to the Minister at the Council, who last week joined us for a very stimulating discussion that really set the stage for today's event, the conclusion of our Memorandum of Understanding and discussion about how we want to breathe life into this important new commitment to collaborate. I'd also like to recognize the leadership of Dr. Ashraf El-Barai, who's the Commercial Minister Plenipotentiary, head of the Economic and Commercial Office, Embassy of Egypt, in helping to forge this partnership and recognizing the very timely and strategic importance of our two nations coming together at this time of global economic challenge, but a time of great global economic opportunity around innovation and competitiveness. Together, we will shortly be signing a Memorandum of Understanding highlighting these important opportunities that we in the United States and at the Council believe have the tremendous power to enhance the prosperity of both of our nations, as well as the wider regions and world in which we live, through a shared commitment to innovation, to rising productivity, to driving to have high standards of living for all our citizens, and being leaders in the international engagement. The Council has a long history of reaching out to and working closely with America's strategic partners through their governments and through similar competitiveness councils. We have signed MOUs with many of these organizations, many of whom are structured perhaps differently than we are, but others where there are some similarities. We, of course, are a private sector organization. Our members are the chief executive officers, the leading university presidents, and the labor leaders throughout America who've joined together to understand what are the drivers of our future prosperity, and then, very importantly, what do we need to do to come together across sectors, elevate our own interests to a higher level, and then work with our government at the federal, regional, and national level to turn these recommendations and operations into reality. The timing of this signing is very fortuitous because of international events, but also because of the priorities of the U.S. Council on Competitiveness. While President Mubarak was unable to visit with President Obama this week, we all know that President Obama has made a very important decision to come to Egypt as his first visit to the Middle East to make a major speech to accelerate and further enhance the relationships between our nations and the broader region. Closer to home, here in the United States, the Council is launching an exciting and important new initiative to collaborate and join forces with other councils on competitiveness around the world. And we welcome the Minister's willingness to facilitate this process and ensure that the Egyptian Council on Competitiveness will be one of the founding members and help us lead and shape this new dialogue and leadership group that we're calling the Council of Councils. We are hosting this first ever group of representatives from councils, leaders from councils all over the world on September 25th here in Washington. But we've done that very strategically because it coincides with the Council's National Summit on Energy Security, Innovation, and Sustainability that will be taking place on September 23rd and 24th. This work is the culmination of over 2 years of the Council with our partners, led by the CEO of Caterpillar, the President of Rensselaer, and the President of the Utility Workers of America, understanding what are the drivers for the private sector's energy transformation to more sustainable energy. What will be all the innovation in new products and services that we can create, both to meet our needs at home, but to also contribute to the global economy, and then how we will also maintain sustainability in the broadest sense. On the first day, we're going to have a national discussion but that evening a wonderful dinner where we'll welcome our international friends. We hope you all will be with us for an international dialogue on September 24th, where we're going to look at the best practices all over the world. Those companies and political leaders who are really building energy efficiency into all their operations, understanding that a movement to a more carbon neutral world is not just a nice thing to do, but is something that is going to drive business performance and add value. So having the next day the meeting of our first group of Council of Councils is very timely, because again, all of us in the world are grappling with these issues and how we turn them into productivity enablers and value creators is what we're all about here. So let me close by saying that in our view at the Council, globalization is not a zero-sum game. We believe very much that agreements like the one we are about to sign, our citizens and our companies and the broader world at large will benefit as we learn from each other, as we determine certain areas to work together, and again become at the forefront of how competitiveness is indeed the driver for prosperity and the legacy we will leave our children. So with that, may I invite you up, Your Excellency, to make some remarks.